Why would you do that? It's like, if I am gonna spread insider information about a stock tip, I'm not emailing it to anybody. I'm not leaving a paper trail. Isn't that like, crime 101? Hi, I'm Ben Feferman.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Esports Unfiltered, where every week we break down the news stories. And today, scandals of all scandals, my favorite type of scandals. We are gonna talk about match fixing betting scandals. Man, it's gonna get juicy. I can see you are a little hunched over right now. Any particular reason?
I have really bad posture. Like, I can't sit straight up unless I think about physically, I have to consciously do it,
Yeah, so you definitely need one of these bad boys. That's right. Also, really good for short people, gives you an extra inch. I am sitting on a really comfortable G-Seat Ultra, which really does improve my posture, but also the blood flow and circulation by the elevated position onto the chair. So these are really good. And also, I do appreciate the small things with products. Nice little travel handle, carry it like that.
It's a nice touch.
It is, nice color. Big fan of my G-Seat Ultra. It gives me that little lift for when we talk about the heavy issues. This week, we are talking about match fixing. And oh God, there's nothing more than I love doing than saying I told you so. So I told you so that match fixing is gonna be worse and this whole thing is esports betting is gonna implode with the integrity of the game. So let's roll the clip. This is what I said a year ago, and now it's all coming back to haunt us.
There's nothing more that I wanna see than betting on esports. But there's one major problem for esports and betting, and that's integrity.
So just a few days ago, the North American Counter-Strike news site Dust2 published an actual audio recording that captures 3 ESEA prominent players basically engaged in a discussion on how they're going to fix an upcoming match. And I think also how they have done this with other matches and how they've been doing this for some time. So they got caught. The FBI is actually conducting their own investigation. The Commissioner of Esports Integrity is doing their own investigation. So they've been caught. It's out there.
They are caught red-handed. We're going to include a link to the actual conversation because I think that's really important as well. The conversation I'm going to simplify how it happened. Hey man, I really think we should throw this match. No, it's not going to work. Oh, we're gonna do it like this. No, I don't think this guy and this guy's gonna go for it. Come on, it'll be really easy. He'll just do it. Okay, fine. It took so little convincing to get the other guy involved. But what really surprises me about match fixing, which everyone knows what match fixing is, you fix the match in favor so you lose when you could have won and you bet on it or got paid. Okay, is that they're so stupid when they do it. Yeah, there's an audio recording, there's text messages. Why would you do that? It's like, if I am gonna spread insider information about a stock tip, I'm not emailing it to anybody. I'm not leaving a paper trail. Isn't that like, crime 101?
You would think.
Is no paper trail?
You would think. Well, and I guess they were like, oh, it's audio, so it's fine. It's like, when have you ever watched The Wire? I don't understand. You get to a secure line, people. Come on.
Totally.
Come on.
Nixon, wiretaps, exactly. You meet on a park bench when there's nobody around, and that's how you do crime. We really have to teach kids how to do crime. Is that what it's come to? So the original 2014, you have iBuyPower and sort of the big match fixing scandal, and I didn't know this till I looked it up, they're the favorite going to the game, and they lost the game 16-4. That's another huge red flag. There's always, people throw matches in boxing all the time. Yeah, you don't do it after the third punch. You go a whole bunch of rounds, you make it close, you make it believable. The fact that they lost 16-4 just shows that kids or esports players, athletes don't know how to fix matches. And I think there needs to be more education. If you're gonna fix a match, you gotta do it properly.
Yeah, there could be more crime education for children, sure. That's one way to go. Or we could just not do that.
I'm willing to provide crime 101, the very basics of how to do a crime. I don't know they had a lot of detailed things about how to these things, so you got to work out, but the basic premise of crime 101, I think it needs to be a teachable course.
Yeah, perhaps. I think the issue with this is a little deeper than that. It's like a laziness thing. It's like they're in it, these players are not like playing with integrity. They're not playing because, oh, this is what I want to do. I care about the game. Like this is like even enjoyable for me. They're in it for the money, and so it takes away from the integrity of the game. It's disrespectful to the fans of the players, to the fans of the teams, and to the fans of the game. It's super disrespectful. It's like the most disrespectful thing you could do is just like dupe them. You're basically duping your own fans who provide you your living. So you are basically being a con artist, and it gives esports a really bad name. Because I can't, as a viewer, now I no longer trust what I'm seeing, because I can't, like with physical sports, I can kind of look for those physical red flags and body language and things like that. But in esports, I can't always see the players and the teams and stuff behind the digital characters. So it's like I just now have a super distrust for live esports matches. It's like, how do I even know that the person who is playing, who says they're playing?
Yeah.
Like all I see is a Fortnite character. So what is this? Like it's taking away, it's illegitimizing the whole industry really for everyone on every end of things, for sponsors, for players, everything.
And normally with these types of issues, you know which side I usually take. I usually think things are overreactions and people are too sensitive, right? That's usually my stance on most issues we address. This one, no, I'm the total opposite. Throw the book at these guys. Like they absolutely not, a lifetime ban is not enough. In South Korea, in StarCraft, when there was a scandal, the guy got jail time. And I know it sounds crazy. This is just a video game, but like,
it's fraud.
And I almost want to say there should be jail time, but I don't think there was enough money involved in this for it to make it the case. But yes, they have to throw the book at these guys. Lifetime bans. And what's also crazy is several of the team members didn't know what was happening. So to your point, not only do they dupe the fans and let them down, they let their own teammates down. So absolutely, all these guys got to go, and it's just the worst timing for CSGO. You have the coaching scandal. You just have scandal after scandal, and everyone's leaving for Valorant, and now you throw this. If CSGO doesn't get their shit together and clean up the game, I honestly just don't think it's gonna have a future anymore. Yeah,
I mean, bottom line, if the match fixing in any game doesn't stop, the esports, like, whole industry, sort of whole scheme will topple. If there's no legitimacy in these tournaments and things are just being fixed, then sponsors no longer believe in the evaluations they're being given. Players no longer believe in the teams that are trying to sign them, and then it trickles all the way down to viewers no longer believe the stream they're watching. So it's like, what do we have at the end of that day? It's like, okay, cool, like the 4 of these people maybe got away with like $2,000 that weekend, and like the rest of the industry is just like, no. Yeah. Like, I
want to take into a slightly different direction and talk about betting. And I love betting. Betting is one of the greatest things about sports, traditional sports, and the same thing with esports. But in the traditional sports world, you bet on the pro leagues, okay? The top of the top. Maybe sometimes a minor league, type of sport, league within a big sport. But you don't bet on junior high school basketball, right? Because every kid would throw a match. Like if we allow esports betting on some of the minor and smaller leagues like that, which are really the equivalent of junior high school or high school sports, of course all these kids are gonna do it. So I think the betting industry has to say, yes, we are going to only have betting lines on the top leagues or even the major events. Otherwise, if they start taking bets on everything, it's gonna be a total shit show. And if you make $2-3 grand a month and someone offers you 10-15K, that's it. That's all. Yeah, you'll do it. You'll fix the match, and the whole system's gonna implode. So that's what we got to do. Is on the betting side, top tier only we can bet on, and when people are caught, jail time.
Yeah, absolutely. There needs to be more regulation. If there isn't regulation, then this is what happens. We get basically decisions being made by people who should be making them, and then the whole industry starts toppling from, like a Jenga tower, like they're pulling the cube out from the bottom and the whole thing falls down. So there has to be more regulation if we're going to go into this. The biggest thing about this for me is that some of the people who were, directly involved in this and who, were involved in fixing this very match are just like, I didn't do that. Like, I didn't do it. I'm gonna, as we know, Voinov has denied these allegations, categorically on Twitter, and it's like, we caught you. Like, you were in, he was mentioned directly in the audio recording. So it's like, it's the highest level of disrespect. It's sloppy work. If you're gonna, you got caught, you got caught, you gotta do the time. If you got caught, just maybe don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. Twitter is not mandatory. You could just not say anything. And you chose to be like, I didn't do this, even though you clearly did it. So you're just incriminating yourself further at this point. So I just don't understand the mindset behind this.
We should put a footnote that the investigation is ongoing, okay?
Yeah, the investigation's ongoing.
They're investigating. So we're talking about motive. What was their motivation to do it? We're not 100% sure what the financial compensation was. We do know that there was some sort of Bitcoin share program. And I will tip my hat off that if you are gonna be involved in organized crime, it is best to take Bitcoin. So props for you guys for at least taking your compensation in Bitcoin, not as a money order or bank draft, which is probably what I would have expected you guys to do. So yeah, just to recap, Crime 101, don't be stupid, make sure you get away with it. And if you don't get away with it, we are throwing the book. Lifetime bans are not enough. We need to think of something not quite jail, but not quite just a lifetime ban. We need something in between, maybe a total ban from all competitive games, from all publishers and all streaming sites. Maybe that is a good solution. On that note, I'm Ben Feferman.
I'm Rachel.
Don't forget to be comfortable with your G seat. Okay, look how short I am now. I lost a good solid inch because of my G seat. So short guys and short girls out there, think of that. Think about that as well. That's all we have this week. And stay classy.
It's the one time I made it.
Good night, San Diego.
So just a few days ago, the North American Counter-Strike news site oh God, wait. How do you say that out loud? Dust2.us.
Oh, it's okay. It's just
because I was like, Dust2.
Dust2.us.